Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome to a beautiful turffontein racecourse today. It's all been set up. The design looks absolutely fantastic for the Betway Summer Cup. And a beautiful morning we've come to as well. The wind is a little bit of a headwind and it's a beautiful pen this morning. Daryl Murray's with me. Unfortunately, Darren, our good friend, can't join us, but we know what he likes at the end of the day. And isn't it set up for a lovely day's racing?
Absolutely, Clyde. You know, woke up this morning, a little bit of a spring in my step. Even the makeup lady said to me this morning, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
I said, "It's the Summer Cup."
That's great.
Betway Summer Cup.
And I'm sure
Really
some of the jackpots that you got last night must have helped that mood as well. I'm almost sure of that, didn't it?
The Bipod.
The Bipods, I beg your pardon, correct. All right, so we look forward to today. What's it all about? We're going to start up with race number 1 on the card, and let's talk about this 800-metre Scurry. We did, for those who don't know, had Michael Tekok on the panel, and he obviously alluded to the fact that number 2, Zenovi, the heavenly blue baby that runs for them, is quite fast and does appear to be catching the eye at home. Is currently at 28-10, a second favourite. Ripple Effect, number 7 on the card, is top of the boards at the moment at 2-1, and number 6, Move On Over, is trading at around 7-2. What do you make of the opener?
Yeah, interesting. Zenovi's a colt, obviously. He has to give 2.5 kilograms to the filly. Normally the fillies are more precocious. The market has spoken with regards to the fortune runners, Clyde. Ripple Effect appears to be the right one at this stage. I mean, she opened up and got early anti-post support. Have a look at her breeding. She's a half-sister to Shanty Man. Now, he's a 10-time winner over the sprinting trips. All her siblings sprinted. A lot of speed on the dam side.
Right.
Zenovi, I had a look at his breeding. He's a half-brother to Zouaves. Was also very quick. He was mainly a 7-furlong horse. But he won a good few races up the straight. Yeah. So if you have to follow the market at this stage, you'll be with the two of them.
Yeah. Well, Zenovi did open at 9-2. I know that it's currently at 28-10. We've been given the green light about this horse as well. And there are a few interesting ones in here. Well, it's a race to watch, and them go to the gate in particular. And from a weighted to win perspective, this is what the guys are recommending. Right, race number 2 on the card, 1160 metres. Let's have a look at that. This is a Bipod that has been put up by Daryl, as you can see, for the second race. And we'll put that up again for you just now. Number 7, Malek, is at 2-1. Number 13, Celtic Rumours, is at 7-2. Number 3, Brave Viking, is 13-2. And number 4, Fish Eagle, is 7-1. We had Gabriel Soma on the panel, and he made reference to Brave Viking. Highly rated, they like it.
Clyde, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't this your 50th birthday present?
Yes.
A share in this horse. So when you get that
it still needs to be ratified, but I'm waiting for Gabriel to do that. Yep.
Yeah, you part of that bloodstock syndicate?
Am I?
Well, if it wins, you are, yes.
Okay.
Clyde, you know, we can touch on that form line.
Yes.
Munchkin, Sylvan Theatre won, came out and ran second in his post-maiden effort. Lover's Lane, he now gets a tongue tie fitted. He has disappointed the connections in the past, but he certainly has ability, and no surprise to see him supported in the anti-post markets. With regards to Melech and Fish Eagle, not much separating the two of them, only a length and a half. Foster Nova obviously came out and won again and franked that form line. I see there has been support for the filly, Clyde. Very interesting. Number 13, Celtic Rumours.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about her.
Yeah, now there is a comment in the front of the computer form.
Yep.
Should run well, if not to green. That's fairly bullish for
Sean Terry.
Sean Terry.
Very much so.
And she's well related. I mean, she's a half-sister to Sarah, who used to be trained by Paul Peter. Very quick filly.
Yes.
I think she won about 6 or 7 races all up the straight. So if there's further support for her, she's got that outside barrier position. We'll see how it plays out in the first race.
Okay, interesting. So watch out for the market in terms of number 13 Celtic Rumours. Currently 7-2, but well-related, well-bred, and perhaps at this early stage, we'll know after the first, has got the right side of the draw as well. Here's the selection again. We'll put that slide up. Just another look at that Bipod that you guys can make note of and take note of Daryl's banker that comes up in the next race, Bon Vivant. On On to the third race we go now. This is run over the 1,400 metres, and Bon Vivant is top of the boards here at 16-10 is the one to beat. 2 Castle Town is second choice at 6-1, with number 6 another level at 6-1. 7-1 about Forever Mine. That's number 3 on the card, and it is 12s and better about the others. We know you've banked this horse Bon Vivant. Well in at the weights, does look like hard to beat.
Yeah, all you have to do is go to the front of the computer form of the race, and you'll see that she's 6 pounds or 3 kilograms best in.
Yep.
She comes from a stable that's red hot. She's got a jockey that's riding at the top of his game, a good draw. She's in cracking form herself, and appears like the pace is going to suit her. You've got the likes of Forever Mine, who's going to try overcome that draw.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got an Ndlamu that's going to try push forward. A good time guy. So I'm hoping she's just off the pace, probably in 3rd or 4th position, and her fitness and class should pull her through, because she's certainly weighted to win. Clyde, I've banked her in my PA and the Bipods. If you want to add another horse, I'd look at number 4, Team Gold. I think he's better than his later starts. He's having his peak run. I was impressed with his comeback victory. And he's also got a neat draw. And obviously Castletown, I'm sure they'll be looking for some cover, because if he's out in the open, he can over-race.
Right. They've... This could well be the start to hopefully a good start for Johan Janssen van Vieren stable. Bon Vivant, the right horse in the race at 16-10. A look at our place accumulator. Here, race number 3. We'll put that up for you now. And you guys can make a note of what you need to do. You can scan away with your phone. If you're able to do so, just hold that camera up and it takes that for you almost automatically. And there it is. It's a 432 Rand place accumulator. Race number 4 on the card now, and this is where Gobsmacked is top of the boards, number 4 on the card, trading at 5-2, is in very good form at the moment. 2 Sweet Pepper is 7-2, number 11 Kiss Me Captain is at 15-4, and they're betting 12-1 and better about the others. So Gobsmacked, the right one in the race. From a market perspective, you on the same page with that, or where are you?
She's one of my top 3, clearly. Last time she looked like she was in trouble going through that final furlong, Clyde, but her class pulled her through, and guts. She was very gutsy in the finish. On paper, she's got a work cut out. I mean, she's worse off at the weights with Lucy in the sky, but yeah, you got a filly just starting off her career, and obviously plenty scope for further improvement. Kiss Me Captain, her last run, although many will say was disappointing, I thought it was a great effort. Over a distance short of her best. 1,000 meters for Flower Bomb is ideal.
Yeah.
But not for her. And she gave Flower Bomb 3.5 kilograms on that occasion.
Yeah.
Let's see how the draw pans out. She's drawn hard up on the outside. She's got that outside running rail that she can bank, and she'll be right there.
See, the form hasn't been great. I mean, they've run fair races like Flower Bomb and Warship and a couple of others.
Flower Bomb's form is strong, Clyde. I mean, didn't she get touched off?
No, she did, but I'm saying the direct line hasn't I see the only horse that hasn't run is a horse like Kiss Me Captain. Everything else has run and hasn't won. Direct form line I'm talking about, not indirect.
Yeah, but you got a filly that's still improving.
Yeah.
And she's getting a lot of weight from her biggest dangers in Gobsmacked and Sweet Pepper. I think it's 5.5 kilograms from Sweet Pepper.
Where do you draw the line here, Daryl?
With Sweet Pepper.
With Sweet Pepper.
I thought that was a decent effort. I had my doubts whether she had trained on, Clyde, but she put those to bed last time out when she returned from a rest. She was giving that filly moonshining through 2 kilograms. She finished right up alongside the leaders or the winners on that occasion. The winner. Strip fitter, and you know what? I can tell you something. Sean Terry, on big days like this, Clyde, you can never discount that stable.
Well, she did run within the length of Desert Miracle on that particular run. It is pick 6 time. Remember, 10 million Rand. That's the number we're talking about here today. As far as the first leg of the pick 6 is concerned, Darren has taken, this is Darren's pick 6. You haven't worked one out, have you?
I haven't.
On your side, you haven't. So Darren he's decided he wants to go wide in the first 2 legs. He is taking his chances in bankering Shoemaker today. He believes that Shoemaker will come through and go on and win the Johnson's Workwear Dingaans. And then he's going a lot of horses in the Betway Summer Cup, buy a lot of horses after that, and right at the back, I know he likes that horse marching on together quite a lot, number 2, and he's backed it up with a 4, Motown Magic. Which leads us to race number 5 now. Let's get on to that and talk about this particular event. It's in the 1160 where Desert Miracle is 16 to 10. She's got all the ability. She's the class of the race. 11 Moon Shining Through is 11 to 2. And number 1 Big Burn is trading at 7 to 1 at the moment. 7 to 1 about number 4 Full Velocity and 10 to 1 and better about the others. We spoke to Mike the Cock about her. He did say that she's quite, she's been a bit of a challenge to train, Daryl. I mean, there are clearly one or two issues, underlying issues, but there's no question that she has tons of ability. And if we know her like we do, she's just got to press on the pedal and she's on her way.
Absolutely, Clyde.
But can you take the chance of risking it is the question. I mean, where are you with that?
Was she disappointing last time out?
I think that she was exposed early, and perhaps if she was ridden off the pace as indicated, that she probably would have won. And they're hoping for that to happen today. But perhaps, there may be the school of thought that she's let us down more than once, and that might be a worry.
To me, that is a worry, Clyde. I know on a day she's sensational, and she could certainly win this comfortably. But she has let down the side.
Yeah.
And I don't believe there's not much value in her current odds. Moon Shining Through, to me, I touched on this in the past. She's an unbeaten filly. That time that she got beaten, she was pulled out the race. She nearly came down, Clyde, at the start.
Yeah.
How do you actually, for a kilogram between the two of them, how do you make Desert Miracle a certainty against a filly like this who's improving with each and every start?
Yeah.
I think I found some value here in number 2, Sound of Warning. Clyde, she was in desperate need of a comeback run. Last time out, Clyde, she gave 9.5 kilograms to Gobsmacked. She only got beaten a length and a half. Is that a bad run?
Not a bad run at all.
9.5 kilograms.
Excellent. Yeah.
As a prep run.
Yeah.
She's having her third run after a rest. She loves the course and distance. I think she actually won. What did she win over this course and distance? She beat Big Burn, the Magnolia. I think she's at her best up the Turffontein straight over the 1160. Throw her into your trifectas and quartets.
Not to be left out. What do you make of Big Burn? I need to ask you about.
Yes,
where does she fit in this whole picture? Because we know she's also loaded with ability.
Clyde, she's having a peak run. I'm a firm believer in big races like today. You want to have a perfect prep going in. Hasn't she just had that?
She has. She has, absolutely.
Little bit of a concern, the draw. But if the going's fair throughout, I'm not excluding her from our perms.
Okay, the 8 is not running in this race, just so you know. Here's a look at what we...
I thought that was a little bit of a dampener on Desert Miracle, because I'm sure Coin Spinner, with his natural early toe, would have given the filly Desert Miracle the ideal toe.
Think about now, yeah. That's a worry, I guess. Here's what we're doing in race number 5, first leg of the Jackpot. Darryl's worked out his pot 1, 2, 3, 11 by 5, 7, 9 by 4, 5, 6, 8 and 14 and 9, 10, 11, 12 at the back. That's a 240 Rand jackpot. Thank you so much to Nick Johnson for his kind sponsorship. Johnson's Workwear have come to the party here for the running of the Dingaans, of course, and here is where Shoemaker tops the boards at 12 to 10. 12 to 10 about Shoemaker. 5 East Coast from the stable of Michael de Kock. So they're dominating at 6 to 1, as is Union Square currently trading at 6 to 1. 3 Royal Victory is 7 to 1, and then it's double figures about the others. Everybody you talk to, Daryl, everyone I've spoken to this morning, last night, it's all Shoemaker. No one wants to know any other horse in the race.
Well, they obviously saw the Granbeck run, Clyde.
Yeah.
We all saw it. Shouldn't he have trotted up on that occasion?
Absolutely.
My concern is that race, the results show that everything ran on and it favoured horses from off the pace.
Yep.
Now, I don't believe they're going to change his tactics from an 11 draw. He's going to be given a chance and he'll be doing his best work late. But I just don't see a cracking pace over here. And
well, that's the question I asked. Is there going? There's normally I've always believed there's always been a solid pace in the Dingaans. We've always seen it. But I was worried about it, and I asked the panel a question. What sort of pace are we going to get here?
Yeah, Clyde, he could be anything this horse. And you said that Mark alluded to the fact that he's a miler.
Mark said this is a miler. Union, East Coast are probably 2,000 Derby horses, etc. And that Shoemaker is the miler he is. That's his game.
Well,
that's his
like
game.
I said in a previous race, Clyde, yeah, you got Union Square having his peak run from a 1 draw. There's no doubt he's not going to be giving away that draw. I'd expect him to be in the first 4 or 5 turning for home, and that might give him the first run on Shoemaker. But Shoemaker's certainly got the ability and the turn of foot to run him down. This horse, East Coast, what a cracker of a run in the Victory Moon. Now, Clyde, yeah, you got great trainer, great draw, great jockey. Everything's in his favour. I know he's looking for further, but it certainly would be a shock to see this horse win.
Yeah.
Because he's improving with each and every start. And maybe if Shoemaker just fluffs his lines a bit or doesn't get the smoothest
You have respect for East Coast,
I have healthy respect for East Coast.
Well, then I would imagine you've got respect for Union Square and Billy Bowlegs and Royal Victory, because after that, there are a few in there that have got just, that sort of ability.
Well, I'm hoping Mark de Kock wins it, because if he doesn't, then I'm out
In
my
trouble.
perms.
Okay. All right, well, Shoemaker, that's the talk of the race. Race number 6. Let's have a look at what the guys are suggesting here. And it's an exacta 5, 7, and 9. And they are the Mike de Kock horses. We go on now to the Betway Summer Cup. Exciting race and sparkling water. The Hollywood Bets Durban July winner is back, and she's trading at 5-2. Number 5, Safe Passage is 4-1. 8, Aragostas 5s. 15-2 about number 6, Porto Menzano. 15-2 number 7, Nebras. And then it's 16-1 and better about the others. Sparkling Water is the favourite to win the Betway Summer Cup. Again, we had the discussion. Mike wasn't disappointed, Daryl, that she was up with the speed. I thought she was a little bit, again, exposed too early, but he was happy with she had that hard run. And that, ideally you wanted one more run, but he seems very content with her.
Well, Clyde, this filly, or this mare now, she just keeps improving. So she's by Savannah. Why? What are you going to knock her on? The fact that she's a few kilograms worse off, or okay, she is. Weight stops trains, but she's improving. So it's not like she's at her best, according to the stable.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see her have another run. That's the only reason why I'm leaning towards a horse like Puerto Manzana. He's had the ideal prep going into this. We've touched on that stable in combination. At the moment, they can't do anything wrong. And around about 8 or 10-1, I believe he's the value in the race. I don't think he'll miss a placer. So each way value, certainly number 6, Puerto Manzana. Clyde, Safe Passage. Not much separating himself and Puerto Manzana. I know that he's only having his second run off the race, but this was, what did he win? He won the Daily News, needing the run.
Yeah.
So he's had 4 weeks since his last run. I think he's going to be close to spot on, if not spot on. So I don't believe that he needs another run. I don't think he'll come up short. And he's going to be my second pick. Healthy respect for the mare, Sparkling Water. Aragosta, now on that the Vodacom Durban July run, he's better off at the weights. I think it's 3 kilograms, and he found interference on that occasion. Clyde, turffontein long running is in his favour, not that tight gravel circuit.
Yeah.
So you can't ignore his chances. And then I was really disappointed to see Pyromaniac draw the worst of the draws, because I thought, being by Silvana out of a dam that won the Oaks, he's crying out for the extra. Just that 19 draw is a major concern for me. This horse is unexposed over this trip, Clyde, and I won't read too much into the fact that he's under sufferance, because now that he's stepped up, he could be more effective.
So it wouldn't be a surprise to see Pyro come home and win for you?
I hope he runs into the money, because it will certainly boost that trifecta and quartet payouts.
To give Red Saxon any sort of chance? I thought it could have got a lot closer last time from what I
Clyde,
saw.
This horse, he blows hot and cold. On his day, he's really, really good. It was nice to see him come back to some sort of form last time out. Another one that's going to have his work cut out. He'll be doing his best work late.
Okay, that is the Betway Summer Cup, guys. Let's take a look. This is what we intend on doing in the race. There's a second opportunity to get the jackpots on, and Darren Burrows himself making it a 2-horse race. He's going Sparkling Water and Safe Passage by a field in the second leg. Then we're going 2, 4, 5 in the next leg, and then 7 a banker at the back, and that's Tamarisk Tree in Jackpot 2. We go on to race number 8 now. Let's talk about the Epitombi, and this, of course, over the mile, where Feather Boa's top of the boards at 28-10. I think she deserves to win, to be honest.
It'd be great to see her win.
I mean, the stable's well. They've been having such a great run, a great season. I think Feather Boa's turn.
Great bunch of owners.
Absolutely.
You know, Clyde, since her day, she came to the track with a reputation, and she had excuses. But since then, I mean, she hasn't put a hoof wrong. I mean, she's just improving, and she's certainly showing what her owners, what the trainer thought of her. Just on paper, there's nothing separating herself. Miss Daisy, Give Me a Shot. Even the stable companion, Captain Peg, on her day, if she's better than her last start, she could feature over here.
Yeah, you would hope she's better than that, eh?
Give Me a Shot was caught wide last time out, Clyde. Be no surprise, in my opinion, to see her reverse that form with Feather Boa and Miss Daisy.
And finish like a train, eh?
And it would be no surprise if Miss Daisy confirms that form. I have to say, Feather Boa is my top pick, but healthy respect for Give Me a Shot and Miss Daisy, and throw Captain Peg into all trifectas and quartets. Don't look past the bottom weights over here, Clyde. I expect the 3-year-olds to dominate this finish.
Okay, the 3-year-olds and the bottom weights. That's where we basically are depending and going with in the running of the Epitombi in terms of what we want to do in black and white. Let's show that to you now. This is the plan. We're taking exactas 9, 10, 11 and 12. On to race number 9. Let's go and have a look at the stayers over 3,200 metres. We're marching on together as top of the boards, trading at 15-4. Motown Magic's 15-4. A Rumagum or a Rumagum. What is it? A Rumagum, you said? Huh?
Rumagum.
I got Selwyn from the NRB phone. He says, call this also Rumagum. I know Rumagum. But anyway, what do you like?
Well, you're going to be in trouble if you don't know the pronunciation.
Well, I called it a Rumagum last time. It won comfortably, so I don't want to change its form. What do you think, Daryl?
Clyde, Wayo Mowing, for me, is the champions stayer trainer in South Africa. He's had this horse an extra 4 weeks. I'm expecting it to have come on since his debut for the new yard. 52 kilograms. I know he's slightly under sufferance, but I won't read into the fact because he's only got 52 kilograms to shoulder over 3,200 on the turffontein standside track. He's got a lot in his favour, in my opinion. So he's going to be in my top pick. Health respect for the class act in the race, and that's number 1, Imperial Ruby. This horse is at his best when he leads because he's a very gutsy, determined sort. And Clyde, Richard Fourie from the front, if he does get to the front, he's going to be very difficult to peg back. I know our good mate Darren Burrows doesn't want to know with regards to marching on together. He fancied him last time and he won with a lot in hand. And he is 1 from 1 over this course and distance, so you can't ignore his chances. But I just think with 52 kilograms to shoulder, Rumagum is going to be the one to beat.
Okay. Interesting, because marching on together, as Darren was saying when we were chatting to him about it, that when this horse runs closely together, he runs very good races. So, and that's why he's so confident about this horse today. And it's an interesting race. What are we going to do going into the final double of the day? The plan here from Darren's side is he's very big on marching on together. Daryl Marie saying it's Wayo Mowing, a Rumagum, perhaps the right one. And there may be a sneaker in there called Imperial Ruby. And now we go on to the 10th and final, and some have been telling me this is the best bet. We wait for the last race to have a go. A horse called Tamarisk Tree, who last time out, we heard what Robbie Sage had to say after the race, Daryl, about this horse. Something like, I put this horse in to keep the field alive. Yeah. And it lands and wins, and gee whiz, what a win.
Yeah, he was hopelessly out at the weights on that occasion. I think he was 7.5 kilograms out with his stable companion, Quantum Theory. Quantum Theory did have excuses, Clyde. He didn't run to his best of ability, but the way Tamarisk Tree quickened on by, you have to be super impressed. Clyde, this horse, when he made his debut on the inside track, I said, wow, this could be anything. Then he didn't run any sort of race in his second start. Last time out, he bounced back to his best, and he could be anything now that he stepped up in trip. I mean, he's by Ideal World,
Yeah.
out of a dam that won over a mile. I think he's going to love the step up in trip. There should be pace on over here, Clyde. Good Counsel, I don't believe is going to hang around. He's a galloping sort. But if you fancy his chances, why aren't you looking at Climate Control? I mean, he's 2.5 kilograms better off for a 2 3/4 length beating. He needed his last start, or when they met, I mean. He was in need of that run.
And Pragmatist, I see, come from there and won as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
another one, if you're playing trifectas and quartets, Tababua. This horse, I just don't know
Shouldn't
what to
be
make.
14 to 1, this horse.
I don't know what to
Ignore
make
that
of
class.
him, Clyde. I think that mile last time out was too sharp.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
His penultimate start was a cracking effort.
And I'd like to see it go to the front. I don't know what we're trying to do, trying to race him off the speed,
Is it?
to be
You
honest.
want to see him use that start?
I've seen him before. I'd like to see him go. Why not?
Well,
but
if he goes and Good Counsel goes, I think the race is going to be set up for Tamarisk Tree.
you think so? Okay, well then that's the plan. Tamarisk Tree, the right one in the last race. Our 10th and final. This is what we're doing. To wrap things up, race 10 here on Betway Summer Cup Day. The boys are going into Tamarisk Tree. Thank you, everybody.